Alright, so go back to another league race, this time with FTRL for Mystery Week. Now, Mystery Week could be anything. It could be anything. So, with bated breath, we await here at 8 o'clock, waiting for the track to be decided upon, to be flicked over. A couple of notes off the bat. This is once a season. This was something, a new idea heading into this season. I was excited about the prospect. I did practice around tracks we hadn't done in FTRL Div 1, like Italy, Japan, Mexico. You can see that the settings are being changed. It's exciting stuff. One shot qualifying, custom weather. And it's Bahrain. Now, I was pretty happy about this, because Bahrain was one of the tracks I had practiced. Did a few laps around just to get reacquainted with it in case it came up, because it creates good racing. Bahrain creates good racing. Heading into one-shot qualifying, full wet conditions. And excuse me, that was fine. There's nothing wrong with that. I get the gimmick. You want to see a bit of full wet around Bahrain in the qualifying. That's cool. All right, I get it. I'm not too upset with that. It's Mystery Week. I get it. So, this was challenging for a few reasons. Most because Bahrain, in the best of times, is a pad track with all the traction zones available here, such as turn 1, turn 2 here. Heading up the hill, coming out of turn 4, which is just up here. Heading out of, I think it's turn 6 and turn 7. The downhill, uphill zone. The triple left-hander, traction zone. And the last corner, traction zone 2. So, it's tough. Then you add wet conditions to the equation, and it's a 41.9, which was 14th. Now, it wasn't an awful lap. It was just a slow lap. It was clean, but it was slow. So, to be not too far away from the top 10 on a wheel at Bahrain in the wet, I think I could have done a lot worse there, to be fair. So, yeah. However, heading into this one looked finely poised. You're looking at the weather. Rain towards the end of the race. Okay, this creates a dynamic experience.
Surely.
Okay, we can go on the hards. We'll see what happens. We'll see how long we have to wait. Excuse me, gosh. And then maybe, some people might choose mediums. Might be a tire conundrum situation. How long you wait for the rain to come and affect the session. I wasn't too upset with how this race was poised. The majority of it will be done in the dry. We then have a switch. We have to then debate what tires to use to get to that switch. It was finely poised, and I was okay with this off the bat. However, Codemasters decided otherwise and decided that the lobby would not work. So, this is the thing, right? The weather was set to custom, which means if you could say it once, you could say it again. What I didn't understand as we go back in to another session, the rain is so much earlier. And I'm not sure why this was a decision made, because now it's not even a decision. You choose mediums and that's it. And we'll have a rain for a lot. The rain's gonna be here a lot earlier. Now I should have maybe looked to set my carb a bit more for the wet. However, I did expect the dry weather would be here for a bit longer than the rain. So, not too sure what to make of this. I wasn't feeling too confident now. So let's go into it though. Here we go. A long way down to turn 1. 5 red lights, medium tires, and away we go. A decent getaway, but the second phase again lets me down. I don't know, man. I can't get good starts. So Lennon's going to jump me here on the inside there. Again, nice and easy to turn 1. A little bit of contact with Adam there, but just take it nice and easily. No need to run into the back of anyone. AP here is on my left-hand side. Lennon then is going to get either a touch or some sort of something disrupted his run. So it's going to be a drag race heading up towards turn 4. I'm going to have the inside line again. Careful not to damage your wing in the traffic. We get by Lennon, but we do still lose a position there to AP. So it is 15th place, and not a ton else really happened in this lap. Although I did try to have a run here at AP. Again, I'm happy with the aggression here. Sometimes I wouldn't have always gone for that move. I'm happy that I, gave it a try and a bit of ERS heading up this hill. Now he used it in reply. That's fine, but I don't always go for those. So. I'm happy with the reaction. The
hell is going on?
Just the fact that I did it. So didn't work out, but that's fine. VSC was deployed, and now it has ended. Nothing much to say about here, except the weather is now here. Apparently, Sway's PS5 rendering caught that before I did. So rain is here. It's only lap 2. So That's bad. Like that's just bad. This is not good for anyone.
Really thought.
Well, I say it's not good for anyone. It's not good for me on a wheel around this track. But
Mm.
yeah, you will see that later on. Anyways, coming out of this traction zone, Kevin
Oh,
gets ahead. I think Kevin's also on the wheel, but he gets a better run. I'm going to try and fight this, but he hangs around the outside. Good racing there, and then just lights it up into the barrier. Just the back end just gave up on him. I'm not sure if it was just he got exuberant on the traction or the weather had a part to play, but just lit it up. Lap 4, rain's coming in a bit heavier now, and
absolutely.
hard to judge in terms of the track. Oh, there goes AP, so we're going to slip through. Because lap 2, under racing conditions, we didn't get a proper look at a lap because it was under VSC. So 2.8 seconds down, that may have been closer to 4 seconds down on a regular lap. So and only that thought only came to me after. So look at that, I'm already 4.3 seconds behind. So you can see that my pace in these conditions
Yeah.
just dead, absolutely dead. It's just gone. But
Mm.
Jeff, for once in his
Oh, yeah,
miserable little life, Jeff comes over the radio and says, "Hey,
sorry, too.
let's come in for inters." And okay, I thought I've got nothing else to lose really. Let's do it, Jeff. You've actually been paying attention for once. So this was the perfect time because I believe DRS was quickly well the uh,
You got
the
that spot
track.
on.
This is now. This is the time is now to switch onto these inters. I was hoping as I go a little deeper into turn one, I was hoping to gain some time and maybe being on the right tires at the right time. Maybe I could pull an advantage and get back
Yeah,
into
cool.
this race. However, AP loses it behind me. I see him go off there. Safety car is deployed, and that is has completely ruined what I just did. So that was really frustrating. I was really annoyed by that because I literally just came in, and the delta was so flipping so. And I know I was falling behind the pack
Yeah.
and made a pit stop, but look, these
Very
guys are
nice.
coming out of the flipping pit lane, and I'm not even
Yeah.
halfway down this back straight here, getting into the last corner. So, absolutely toasted. It is P13 for now, though, but at least we get to close up the margin. But yeah,
Fair
just
enough, though.
yeah, was hoping to make a position or two or something, but it just didn't work out, and that was really frustrating. So, yeah, at this stage, I'm not well pleased with how things are going. Um, Especially because I just have zero chance to be competitive right here, right now. You can see how I'm going to explain in a sec. You see how difficult it is to flipping see as we get racing once again. Lennon here decided to get adventurous on my outside here. No idea what he was doing out there. Green flag is there, start finish line. But at this point, my race is done because already I am slower than a lot of the Division One drivers. Right, that's a fact. That's not me being negative on myself. I am not quick compared to a lot of these guys. Okay, factor one. Factor two, this track does not favor the device I use. I use a wheel, pedals, uh, you know, traction zones here. It's very difficult to feel it in your feet compared to the trigger in your finger and the controller in your hand. That is a natural fact. If you use a controller, you know what that is. If you use a wheel, you know the difference between the two. It is more difficult. There are so many traction zones around this track. It makes it impossible to live with guys on pad unless you're significantly quicker naturally, which I am not. I think I actually technically sped into that pit lane, but it's lap 14. We're coming in for full wets, and then yeah. So then, last but not least, then in the wet itself, those traction issues and such are just added tenfold. So
Yeah, definitely.
I stood no chance in this race, and now I'm in P12 and lap 14. There's no penalties around here to get me back in. So I'm host. Like I'm no pun intended. I'm host. Like Adam 4 seconds up the road. It's done. I'm never catching him again. I made a mistake there. Wesker on my outside. I understeer into him a bit. I didn't mean to hit him. And he's gone. I knew I was never going to be able to keep him behind. Kevin 3.8 seconds behind. He's going to catch me eventually.
So, yeah, the
I'm not going to be able to keep him behind
Williams
either. So I'm literally, for half this race, I pedaled around knowing I was going to get absolutely nothing out of this race other than like a P12 or 13 or 14 or something. So lap 20, here comes Kevin. He'd been threatening for a few laps, but this is going to be it here.
Okay,
I'm going to
maybe a
fight
bit
because
more
this is my race. I've nothing. This is the first bit of action I've seen for a long time, and it's going to be the last bit of action I see in this race as well. So he's on the outside, nice tight in the inside, good racing, leave him space inside of turn 2, car's width. A little bit hesitant on the throttle there and up the hill, and he is going to be through. I'm going to try and fight this to the very end. Try to hang around the inside, but I just don't have it, and yeah, away goes Kevin. So Yeah, a very frustrating race because I think race one could have been really interesting. I'm not understanding why race two was the rain was brought forward earlier, unless it was just a mistake. Lap 29, here we go, then to end. Frustration because I just. Mystery Week is a really
Yeah.
good idea. I was really excited about this prospect, but the execution and the decision
Oh
to
no.
put the race in wet conditions, I just don't think creates good racing because you're disabling DRS and there's three zones
Uh,
here. The field spreads
well,
out in the wet a lot
I've
because the
done
skill
that.
gap is
Wait, have I got
revealed,
double puncture?
and yeah, because of all these things and the things I've said as well, you finish 49 seconds behind the race winner and 16 seconds behind the nearest car. So, I'm just
Will the
frustrated because
focus
that,
on karma?
I just, yeah,
Hmm.
I wish it had gone differently. But I wish we'd maybe got around Bahrain short. Or I'm still really surprised
Only
that
one.
we didn't see one of the tracks we didn't do in Div 1 in the 2 seasons being Italy, Japan, or Mexico. I am really surprised about that. But anyways, I think I had a bad flipping Div 2 had to do a 100% race here in the full wet. Again, I think that race wasn't too bad, but I think that's more so because it's such a short
Oh yeah,
track,
wow.
Bahrain short, that
Okay.
even with the conditions, well, there was a lot of field spread to be fair. Chubbs just on 2 occasions pulled 15 plus second leads, I believe. So yeah, um, that's all there is to say about that. You're going to see the tables flashed up on the screen. They're not from Mystery Week; they're from Belgium, so you can see what the situation is. But yeah, overall, Mystery Week I think is a really good idea. I hope it comes back. I hope it comes back with tweaks. I hope that the tracks selected are encouraging of good racing and entertaining racing, and I just don't think the rain is. Um, so yeah, I just stood zero chance today. And that's also why looking at a result like today, it only validates in my mind why I fought so hard for to try and get a podium last week because I'm just not there. You know what I mean? Like I just don't fight at that part of the track or be in contention for those kind of things. You see that today, 49 seconds off the race winner, 16 seconds off the nearest car. So yeah, that's why it's frustrating because you know I I grasped my ass off in the midfield and even further back in the midfield in some cases too. So yeah, today was one of those. Well, today was a few days ago. It was just one of those races, and hopefully we can move on and do something better. Um, if I were to say anything to suggest to improve Mystery Week, I would leave the weather either dry or dynamic. I wouldn't bother making it custom. And if you are, I'd say put the rain towards the end of the race, so it kind of adds a bit more of a wrinkle. And around a track where penalties are a factor, so all these factors, all these different variables, kind of can make things very unpredictable. Um, that's basically it. That's all I have to say about it. That's going to do it for this week of FTRL. Next week, I believe it's France, which I've not raced on this game. Should be fun. Thanks for watching, and until next time.